I'm here with Sean Claffey, the director of the documentary Americonned. Sean, why do we keep shooting ourselves in the foot and working in our least best interest? I guess we can open with a simple one.
Well, thank you for having me. Um, yeah. So why do we keep shooting ourselves in the foot? I think the reality is that it's very designed, that they came up with this plan in the late 1960s and implemented it and really started kicking in the 1980s. And, just driving around the whole country and meeting hundreds, really hundreds and hundreds of people who are working really hard and struggling. They don't know why this is happening, but it's happening for a reason, because they want to, basically, corporations and the 1% or the 0.01% want to extract all the money. So they came up with a plan to divide us, to create the other, the people coming across the border are the other, the people that don't look like me are the other, or the people with a different religion are the other, and that they're doing it right, but they're not doing it. So this happens when people feel like they're being, they're falling out of status, and it's happening again now.
In the documentary, they touch on like capitalism, but what we have, it's just socialism. Really, it's just socialism, but not in the direction you think it would. If a family needs like medical attention, or they need, in the case of this, they need, we're in a pandemic and they need help with rent. Who's going to pay for that? We can't afford that. But as soon as a bank goes under, well, they're too big to fail. We're going to throw all the money at military. Oh, we can't. We got to throw all the money at the military. Like, for the haves, there's just an endless supply of money and aid, and for everyone else that, quite frankly, pays for it, oh, nothing. And you're a piece of crap for asking.
Yeah, they do not want to give anyone anything, and it's true. You can look at it as socialism for the rich, and actually Bernie Sanders in the film says that. Now, yeah, it's really almost an oligarchy. It's more than capitalism. That you have just a few people that control, through lobbyists, all of the, not all, but a large majority of the politicians, and then they control the courts, and they've been working on that, since 1975, and they really have gotten the courts now, so they can manipulate it any way they want. And the Silicon Valley Bank went out on Friday, and by Monday they were bailed out.
Yeah,
It's insane.
One of the things I love about this documentary is that, because whenever election time comes around, it's like vote them out, vote these people, vote their team out, vote our team in, and that's going to fix everything. What I love about this documentary is that you showed that both Democrats and Republicans had a chance at bat, and every one of them failed to do anything about it. It's about the people that have had enough. The guy that worked at Amazon, basically from nothing, was fighting for unions, which, by the way, if you're a publicly traded company, should probably be automatic. That's my personal opinion on that. But regardless of that, I loved how it's not one-sided, and for every 4 years, it's the same stupid argument over and over again, and people don't seem to realize it's the same two sides that don't give a crap about anyone. So maybe try to find a different avenue through that.
Yes. Now, we call out both parties, because both parties are responsible. But we're seeing this with the right. We're seeing this really hard turn toward authoritarianism, which is really scary. And but we have to start on the local level, in the state level, city level. And what they're doing in like Minnesota right now is really amazing. They're able and they're really passing laws that are protecting the middle class, protecting the road to the middle class unions. They're doing a lot in just since January. So it can be done, but we have to not be cynical anymore. We have to stand out. We have to join organizations that will fight for this. And we show in the film that that in the 30s we did this. We did it already here, where we built a great middle class, and we need to do it again, and we have to do it now. We can't let this happen on our watch.
Yeah, I also think that documentaries, like you said, you can't be cynical, and it's really hard to not be after seeing the bad guys win so many times and people failing so many times. But it's good to see documentaries like this where it's a small win, but it's a win. And I think these small victories are important because it helps, you get one small victory, I get one small victory, they get one small victory, and eventually, little by little, we climb.
Yeah, but
be great if we could go faster, but you gotta start somewhere.
Totally. And it's actually a big victory. It's the biggest unionization in 75 years. So, and now you're seeing all these outcroppings, the Starbucks union, the nurses are going, all these new unions are forming, especially in educational departments around the country, so I have really good hope, there is a groundswell and the pendulum is starting to swing the other way. We just have to push that pendulum really hard.
Yeah. Also with not just this one, but just documentaries kind of like this in general that kind of shine a light on our society, whether in America or abroad. They're not superhero movies. They're not popular things that people flock to. I don't know if you have an answer for this, but like what would be something that could get documentaries like this in front of the people that need to see it most?
I think, you have to tell your friends. You have to watch it, download it, stream it, get the word out there. I mean, we're trying our best. We're getting traction. It's starting to resonate. People are waking up. And, the more we, shows like yours who can get the message out, and people, once they see this movie, you can't unsee it. And then you could start to see why it's happening and why our lives aren't as good as we think they should be, and how to fight against it and make change, because we can make change. We just have to band together to do it.
And I guess to kind of go back in time a little bit, I'm guessing this was not something that was done in a week. What got you started on the journey to creating Americonned? Like what was the thing, like, I'm going to make this documentary? Or maybe some documentaries start as something completely different and then develop into what they become. How did this start for you?
Yeah, so my good friend Dave Pedersen, he produced Super Size Me and Third Wave and a bunch of other things. Him and his friend Jeff Mann came to me a while ago to make it. Jillian Hurley came on, Len Manfredo, to really, help us make this happen. And once I saw it, I was like, this is really compelling, but we have to not just do stats and experts. We have to film with real people and see the real suffering, and then also weave in the causation. So, we're more than 3.5 years in now from really filming it. And then the pandemic hit. And so, but, I wasn't going to give up. I thought it was such an important movie to make. I think I would have died trying if I didn't,
yeah. And what's it like following, like, some of these families and people that you follow are real dire straits, and you're following them around with the camera. It's probably a terrible example, but like a wildlife documentarian, they see the little bunny and they see the cougar coming after it. Right. They're just there to document. They can't interact. Like, how does that affect you emotionally going through that?
I think me being there with the camera saved a lot of people, and some people that aren't even in the film, right? We film people that people wouldn't try to evict them or threaten them because I would just point the camera at them. Or, the cops would show up and I'd point the camera at them, at the cops. And then I'd start talking to the cops and the cops would go, oh, this is terrible. So, and then we helped people that were in bad shape, even after we stopped filming. It's hard. You're in these people's lives, and we did GoFundMe's and stuff. And I still talk to a lot of them. I call them, hey, how you doing? And, some of them are doing better, and some of them not. And I think once the film comes out, though, I think we're going to be able to help them even more.
All right. Well, I certainly hope so. And this comes out June 13th on demand, and it's in select theaters the 9th, correct?
Yeah, 9th through the 15th in select theaters. There's some other showings as well. If you go to www.americonned.com, you get the whole list. But it's it's coming. I don't know when this is going to air, but it's Boston's June 5th, DC is June 6th, and then we're into New York, LA, and beyond.
Excellent. Well, we'll end on something light, I suppose. I'm sure you're a movie buff and you like to talk about movies. So
Sure.
we have a What's in the Box segment. We have people put movies in the box that's either important to them or maybe a lesser seen movie that you would like to shine a light on. And also with movies like this, I'll kind of ask you for two, just one fun pick and then one pick that would probably be a good maybe double feature with this, or something that kind of adds another flavor to what Americonned brings.
Maybe a good double feature would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
There you go.
Which actually was about kind of people in the cities, like going between the cities and other cities, and but like the movie that probably affected me the most and made me want to get into the film business was Star Wars, the first one in the 70s, and episode 4. And I was very lucky. I got to work with Lucasfilms in the late 90s and early 2000s, and really, got that, got to live that dream, and it was quite amazing.
Awesome. Well, Sean, thank you for joining me today, and I hope this documentary gets in front of the eyes that need to see it the most, because but like a lot of documentaries like this, I think they can open people's eyes in a very positive way. But we'll see what happens, because like I opened up the interview with, we have a tendency to shoot ourselves in the foot. So hopefully we don't do that too much more.
Yeah, I hope we band together and stop shooting ourselves in the foot, and we can make great change if we do that. And I'm very hopeful.